Um, have you heard this, everyone, that people say if you keep the picture of Krishna Arjuna in the at home, a lot of inauspicious comes. Have you heard this?
I heard this.
Actually, not like that, Prabhuji. The scene of Mahabharata, that picture, if we keep, the lot of problems will come. The people will started fighting. That kind of things I heard.
Yeah.
Ah.
So I want to discuss on that topic. What Bhagavad Gita says about this. Okay, I have heard this from my own principal.
Okay.
He removed,
Yatra
there was a
Lucy.
huge picture in the school and he made it removed.
Uh-huh.
This,
Yeah, but Bhagavad Gita, whatever the sloka says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho
yes,
Dhanartara,
yes.
Tatra Sri Vijaya Bhutir
Bhute
Dhruva
Dhruva
Nitir.
Niter Mater Mama.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so wherever Krishna and Arjuna,
Mm-hmm.
that picture is there. It's all about winning, Vijay. So
Exactly.
that's what I know. But a lot of people, in fact, keep
Yes, yes.
saying,
They keep saying so many things. I'll tell you the height of
right,
where it
నానా
goes.
బ్రష్ చేసుకోవాలి.
yeah,
So some people say this, because in the Mahabharata, there is a yuddha between within the same family of the co-brothers or the brothers, right? So there'll be fight will happen. Now, Tatvavit Prabhu has made a short video, and I'll share on the same video in the group. So he, very nicely he says that means if we have Sita Rama photo at home or the deities at home, there should be separation of Sita and Rama. You know, if there is a photo of a Narsimhadev or deity of Narsimhadev, Prahlad Nrsimha, then it should bring fight between father and son. If we have Radha Krishna photo then there should be illicit affairs. Where it goes. So and Prabhu finally says, if we have Laddu Gopal photo, we all know Laddu Gopal, right? This photo where he holds Laddu, that's why his name is Laddu Gopal. Then you should all get diabetes. So there is no end to that craziness. Why? Because the Lord is all auspicious. All auspicious. There is no inauspiciousness with the Lord. So, whatever the pastimes that he is doing, either in Mahabharata, see, we call the Lord as absolute. Okay, absolute truth. Param Satyam. Param Satyam Dhimahi. The Srimad Bhagavatam, in the very first, let me show you that verse. The first canto starts with the first verse. This is a Gayatri mantra. See? जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वरा तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ते यत्सूरयः तेजोवारे मृतां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. He's Satyam. Is the truth. What is the normal truth? No. Param Satyam. That means supreme truth. If you see, absolute. Param is supreme or absolute. That's a meaning. Truth. Okay. So, truth cannot be inauspicious. It is always auspicious. There can never be inauspicious with the Lord. So normally I have seen it, it is the inability of the people, they blame it on the Lord. When anything wrong happens, they'll easily blame it. Oh, why did the Lord do like this? Uh, he made it happen like this. This is how even, those who convert people from Hindu to Christianity, they speak like that because they have spoken to me. Okay, so yeah, my friend was, in Kerala. He used to tell me that in Kerala there is in Palakkad, and in Malappuram. Malappuram has like mostly Muslim majority area. So in these two areas, what happens is the Christian doctors, when they get the patients, they will give some normal medicine, although it says it is crocin and all that, but inside it is nothing but just some powder without any medicinal properties. They give it to him, and it doesn't work. Then after some days, they will say, now you pray to our Jesus, you pray to our Mary. Then they go to the church, and then they say you pray, and then you give and I'm giving you this tablet, same tablet. Again, I'm writing it. I'm giving it to you. You see, same tablet, you now have it. Then they take the tablet, they pray to the Lord, and whatever the disease goes away. Okay, so then they convert. That's why we have to be very, very strong. So Satyam Param Dhimahi, that means the Lord is always auspicious. The God cannot be inauspicious at all. So for that, as Mataji you mentioned, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita 18.78, almost there are 80 verses in this chapter. This is the last but one verses. Okay, and who is telling this? Who is telling this? Yatra Yogeshwarah Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanvataraha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Netir Matir Mama.
Krishna himself.
No, not Krishna. Okay, who starts Bhagavad Gita? What is the first verse? Who starts Bhagavad Gita?
Arjuna.
No. What first verse?
Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra, exactly. There is one verse of Dhritarashtra. Okay, the first verse, you see, Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Okay. And then answer to this, the question is because it Upanishad. Upanishad means it is a samvad or a conversation between Guru and Shishya. So Dhritarashtra is asking, and who is answering? Who is answering?
Sanjaya.
Sanjay is
Sanjay.
answering. Exactly. So Sanjaya, if you see, chapter 18. Let me reduce the font 1 minute. Translation verse text. Yeah. Okay. This is the largest, biggest chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So 78. This is the last verse. Okay. If you see who has told this. Sanjaya Uvacha. Okay. Sanjaya heard. Okay. And you see, this is the last verse that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Kechit yeta shrutam. He's saying, my dear Arjuna, did you hear this with the attentive mind? And is your ignorance and illusion now dispelled? Then Arjuna says, Nashto moha smritir labdha. My dear Krishna, O infallible one. Okay. Infallible, 1 minute, which my see. My illusion is now gone. Nashtaha means destroyed. What is that? Moha. I have destroyed. Smritir labdha. Smriti means I have remembered something. So I have regained my memory, smriti, by your mercy. Your mercy means prasadat. Tvat prasadan maya achyuta. Achyuta means what? Achyuta means to fall down. Achyuta means who never falls down. Okay. And I will act according to your instructions. Karishye vachanam tava. And then Sanjaya, he just glorifies. This message is so wonderful. My hair is standing on end. Roma harshanam. Roma means the hair follicles, hairs. Harshanam means it is standing on end. Goosebumps, we say, no? That is Roma Harshana. Okay. Then you see, Vyasa Prasadat Shrutavan. By the prasada of Vyasa, that means by the mercy of Vyasadev, he got that boon that wherever he's sitting, he can, because Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra, they are sitting in, where are they sitting? When Dhritarashtra,
Kurukshetra.
Palace.
yeah, they are sitting in the palace. That
Hastina.
is Hastinapur, exactly. And the fight is happening in Kurukshetra. In current, on this planet right now, it is maybe 100 kilometers or maybe 100 miles, right? That time it was much farther because the the earth was even much bigger. As like how our body contracts and expands, like that, the Bhu Mandala, that is this planetary system, also expands and contracts, when the Lord comes and all that. So Kurukshetra was actually 500, 600 miles away from Hastinapur. And there the fight was happening. There were so many mountains in between, but Sanjaya could see through, because that is the vision given by Vyasadeva, that wherever you sit, you can see beyond the mountains and oceans and planetary systems. He has got that power. Okay. And Sanjaya was telling what all happened with on the Kurukshetra. So here he's all glorifying. Okay. And finally he says, see, Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhotir, Dhruva Netir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, okay, Yogeshwaraha Krishna. That means Krishna is not just mentioned Yatra Krishna. He didn't say Yatra Krishna. He says Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishna. There are two words in this, Yoga and Ishwaraha. Okay, what is the meaning of Ishwara?
God.
Controller.
Correct. God, or basically Isha means the Ishvara, the word Ishvara comes from word Isha. That means controller. We all control. Okay, we all, or we say controller or the master. So Krishna is the master or the controller of Yoga Siddhi. Okay, and he's the supreme controller, Yogeshwaraha. See, this word is very, very significant. Okay, why? Suppose if there are two CPAs, in US we say CPA, in India we say Chartered Accountant, CA. When two Chartered Accountants are talking, what do you think they will generally talk? What subject matter?
Accounting, finance.
Accounting and finance, right? Similarly, when two doctors speak, they would speak about
Medicine.
medicines. So, like that here, when there is, and Prabhupada also explains this, that we have, what is this? Oh my God, right next to my office, Wall Street, the stock exchange, NYSE, yes. In New York Stock Exchange, and now right now it has all become, everything is on screens and online. But few decades ago, people used to come there, okay, and everybody used to shout. Whoever is a broker, they shout that, for this company, these are the shares and all that. They shout, and then they do a bidding, right? So when you go to New York Stock Exchange, you can't expect the Bhagavad Gita talks there. All right. You will only expect that you're talking about the business. So on this battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Krishna is, sorry, which one is this? When Yogeshwaraha Krishna is speaking, he's talking about the Yoga Siddhi, supreme yoga. And that is what he mentions in Bhagavad Gita, starting with Karma Yoga. Then one has to surpass that to come to Jnana Yoga. That means to understand the knowledge. Then comes to Dhyana Yoga, that is meditation. And because after he told about Dhyana Yoga, because as he's telling Karma Yoga, Arjuna says, Krishna, it is not practical. Then he comes to Jnana Yoga. Krishna, all that you said is correct, not possible. Then he says Dhyana Yoga. And Krishna said, this is impossible for me. For me itself, it's impossible. Tell me something that's practical. Then Krishna says Bhakti Yoga. Okay, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga. Even in yogas, there are different levels. Every yoga is not the same. Okay, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate. The entire chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna only talks about bhakti. So here, what Krishna, if such a person is there, he will only talk about yoga. Yoga is for to uh, drive away all the inauspiciousness in your life. The yoga is not to bring inauspicious into your life, it's to drive away. And when he speaks, when his words are spoken, there cannot be any question of auspiciousness. Actually, in Skanda Purana, 1 minute, let me see if I have the book. Where is the book? Okay, I'll get the book and I'll maybe recite the chapter tomorrow. So there is glories of Bhagavad Gita. One glories is given by Shankaracharya himself. Okay, the other glories is given by Lord Shiva. One is Shiva's incarnation as Shankaracharya on this planet in Kali Yuga, and one is Shiva Parvati. See, if you see the entire most of the Vedic literatures, how it is handed over to us is basically through the conversations between Parvati and Shiva. Parvati Devi, she asks the questions and Shiva answers the questions. And that's how most of our literatures are there. Even Srimad Bhagavatam, it is given to Narada Muni, right? Along with Narada Muni, his contemporaries are Shiva. Like Rudra Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya, to Lakshmi, same time, to everybody know the same, have the same knowledge. So when it is in that Srimad Bhagavat Mahatmya, not Bhagavat Mahatmya, there are two things. One is Bhagavad Gita and second one is Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is about the Lord, various pastimes of the Lord. Bhagavad Gita is what the Lord has spoken. So one Mahatmya is Mahatmya of Bhagavatam, one Mahatmya is Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhagavad Gita Mahatmya, Lord Shiva explains to Parvati, and Parvati Devi asks, okay, what is the Mahatmya or the glories of the first chapter, of the second chapter, like that. Shiva explains to every chapter, glories of just hearing every chapter, what happens. So in that, there is one pastime that about a person, okay, in short, I will just summarize and tell you. A person, he was begging on the streets, and it was a very high heat was up there. So he somehow he fainted and he fell down and he died. At that time, when he died, what happened is all the people came around and they felt pity, and everybody started telling that I'm feeling so pity that whatever I have punya I have accompanied, let this, I'm giving it to you, this person. Like that, every person started saying. And in that, there was one prostitute also, or because she also used to stand on the streets waiting for her customers. So she also came and she also saw that, okay, this person has fallen down. And she was pretty sure she didn't come in, she doesn't have any punya. But she says, if I have any punya, I'm giving it to this person. Then there are Brahmanas who come. Brahmanas also say that, and then everybody, then his karma, Jata karma, Antyeshti karma was done, and finally he's taken to the abode of Yamaraj. And in the abode of Yamaraj, when he was going through the mistakes he has gone, somehow all his mistakes were completely removed. When Chitragupta opened the account book, it was blank. And he had very high list of punya. And then because of that, he was given a good birth in the next life, you know. And he asked Yamaraj, how come, I have committed so many mistakes? How come everything is vanished and I'm having a good deeds, punya karma? Then he says, at the time of your death, the people came there, they started giving you their merits, whatever the merits they have given it to you. Oh, then he says, okay, so that means maybe this Brahmana came, he gave it. He said, no. Okay, how about this one, this person, that person? No. And then he asked, then how come I got this much of punya? Then he says, you got the punya from a prostitute. And he was amazed. How come I got this? How is it possible? Then Yamraj said, you yourself go, because you'll be born again in a very pious Brahmana family. You go and you yourself ask. So by the blessings of Yamaraj, he again falls back. No, I mean, he gets a birth in a Brahmana family, but he remembered who he was. It's a special mercy you get it. There are very special cases when that soul remembers the previous birth. It doesn't happen just like that. It happened to Narad Muni. In the first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, it talks Narad Muni remembered his previous birth. Because before he was born to Brahma and Saraswati, he was a son of a Shudrani. Okay, that means a labor class woman. Only by karma I'm talking about. But something happened in that life. That's why he got an opportunity to be born in this directly to Brahman. It's not an easy thing to be born to Brahma, to be born to Shiva and Parvati. It's not ordinary. They must have supreme auspicious deeds, merits. Without that, they cannot be born to such highly glorious people. So, anyways, he goes and he finds out that prostitute, who that prostitute is, and he goes and says, because and that too, he asks when he comes to a age when he's able to walk and talk and all that, maybe around the age of 10 or something. He goes and he asks, no, I want to understand what punya you have. Then he directly went to the house of the prostitute. He said, "What I have, I'm doing the most abominable stuff, but I don't know what punya you are saying I have." Then he explains the entire thing. Yamaraj specifically mentioned that the punya that you gave me is the one that made me to be born, that helped me to be now born in this Brahmana family and attain the moksha. So please tell me, what is that? Then she said, nothing. I don't think so. Like, I don't even go to the temples and all. Then she thought and she thought and she thought, maybe that, maybe this, but none of them seems to be substantiating what how she could get punya. So finally, she then she heard the voice of a parrot. Now, what that parrot, again, it has one more story, that it was in the house before that parrot being sold to this prostitute. It was in the house of a devotee, of a Vaishnava. There, that Vaishnava was to daily recite. There's one, that particular chapter. I will tell you that tomorrow, which chapter is that. So he used to recite that chapter and he used to memorize that one shloka. That was first shloka. First shloka or second shloka, something used to memorize. Every day, one shloka he used to memorize. So along with, because when you memorize, you repeat that again and again and again. Even in if you if anyone goes to a Gurukul, Sanskrit, there is a ghana and there is a jata. What happens is, all our Vedas have been transferred to us not by writing, but verbally. Okay, there's a verbal transmission. So the guru tells to you, a shishya, the shishya learns it, then he teaches to his disciple, that disciple, like that we have seen it. We normally doesn't we didn't used to have the tala patras often, very often, and you see the whole Nalanda University is burnt up. In Kashmir, the entire Sharada Pitha is burnt. So we were literally left with no literature. But how come we have Srimad Bhagavatam? It is due to the Shruti and Smriti. Okay, so as an example, I'll tell you. So what they do is, it is Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishna. It is mentioned, right? So in Gurukul, they will say Yatra, Yatra, like that. They will keep chanting every syllable. Yatra, tra, yoge, Yatra, yoge, like that. They'll keep doing this, called Ghana and Jeta. Okay. So like that, they are able to remember the exact pronunciation of every word, and without any missing letters. Because if you see Arya Samaj, they say, oh, no, we all our Puranas are flawed, all our Vedas are flawed. No, we had the Shruti and we have the Smritis, we have Ghana and Jeta. Because of that, we still have the correct exact word or exact letter that originally Vyasadeva has written. It is coming through. So this Vaishnava, he was just reciting the verses, and he used to learn. Along with that, this who the parrot also started listening, and as it listened, certain parrots and certain myna, they say, they have this ability to imitate human words and human talks. So that's why even in the previous, I'm not sure now, at least a few centuries ago, as we know, the pigeons, right? Kabutar, pigeons, they used to be used as the, what is that? For sending letters, because they have a very good mind power of getting the way that is like North Pole, South Pole, compass. It has a compass on his brain, and it's very good in direction. Similarly, parrots are also good. Myna, they're also good. Okay, so all that vidya is gone now. Okay, it's not that you just give some letter to pigeon, it'll go and deliver. No. There is a mantra, there is a mantra vidya behind it. You have to train that particular bird to go. First, you train that bird to go to the end of this palace and come back. You train like that. So so parrots and myna. Parrots, even without any mantra vidya, they can learn it. Without initiating any mantra, they will learn it. Because the same mantra vidya is also there with snakes. Okay, if the poison has to bring, just if a person is bitten by a snake, the snake charmer, along with the instrument that he has, that he blows, there is a mantras also. Okay, that mantra is only coming down in their family. They don't tell it to others. Okay, so there is a lot of mantra vidya. Anyways, so parrots learned it, and then afterwards, after some time, this parrot was sold. Somehow it reached that prostitute, and every day the prostitute used to listen, and that parrot was singing so nicely, very nicely, and somehow it caught the attention of prostitute, and she used to listen every day, and she used to remember and recite. Just by doing that, she was able to accrue lot of pious credits, and that she was able to give it to the that person who died, and he was born as a great Brahmana in the next life. So this Bhagavad Gita is so auspicious. It is so auspicious. There's one of our devotee. She was telling that don't talk. When we talk about the Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly talks about death. Okay, and I think the other day we went through that he comes as a death. He mentions, right? He comes as a death. Mrityu haras chaham. Okay, I'll show. 10:34. Bhagavad Gita 10:34. Krishna says, Mrityuhu sarva haras chaham. Okay. So one devotee was giving this lecture, and this thing came. Immediately the lady of the house, Swami, Prabhu, please don't tell this verse. Why Mrityu? You cannot talk about the death in the home. And it's very, so if it is not allowed to talk, then why Krishna had even told about this? Why Vyasadeva has to take so much pain in writing this? He literally wrote it on Talapatras because he knows for Kali Yuga people are so mandabuddhi, they cannot remember. And it is said Garuda Purana should not be kept at home. This Purana cannot be kept at home. It's all bogus. It's all because every Purana, as I said, it's based on the modes of nature, and all the Sattvic Puranas are transcendental. They are beyond this material world, and they are there to give that auspiciousness. So if it is so inauspicious, then how could that prostitute gets the power of just remembering this, and she transferred to the next person? Okay, so there cannot be any inauspiciousness with the Shastra. There cannot be any inauspicious. Everything is very, very auspicious. Okay, so here, see, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha. So that is a Yogeshwara. We talked about the auspiciousness. Then, wherever there is Krishna, who is a master of all the mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, Partho Dhanurdharaha, okay, who is a supreme archer. Okay, what will be there? Tatra Shrihi. Shrihi means opulence, immense wealth. Vijayo, that means victory. Bhotehi, Dhruva, Nitihi, extraordinary power, Bhotir. Okay, Dhruva. Then Nitihi means morality. All of these things will be there wherever Krishna and Arjuna are there. And Krishna is saying, what is that? Matir Mama. Who is telling this? It is in the opinion of Sanjaya. Sanjaya is saying this. So if it is false, then Vyasadeva would not write it in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, every word is true. And Krishna is absolute. So when I say absolute, it means there cannot be any wrong with Krishna. Whatever he does is right. It's correct. That's a Param Satyam. Okay. So we'll recite this. All of us will recite this today, and we will read the purport. Okay. Okay. First, any devotee who would like to volunteer?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope
Yatra
you can.
Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurtharaha, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitirmatir Mama.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Next devotee.
Yatra
Prabhuji.
Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shirvijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Thank you, Prabhu. Next devotee.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीविजयो भूतिर्ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम
यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर्ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम.
Thank you. Any devotee who would like to recite, and I can help with it. Just have to follow me. Any devotee?
Can I, Prabhu?
Yes. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna,
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno,
Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha,
Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha,
Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir,
Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir,
Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Dhruva Nitir Mama.
Thank you. Any other devotee would like to recite after me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, okay. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna,
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno
Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha,
Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha
Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir,
Tatra Shrirvijayo Bhutir
Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama.
Dhruva Nitirmatir Mama.
Thank you. All right. So, any devotee who would like to read synonyms?
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yatra, where Yogeshwaraha, the master of mysticism, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Yatra, where Partha, the son of Partha, Dhruva, Dhanurdharaha, the carrier of the bow and arrow, Tatra, there, Strit, opulence, Vijaya, victory, Bhutir, exceptional power, Dhruva, certain, Niti, morality, Matih Mama, my opinion.
Read the translation, Madhavi.
Where there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion.
Thank you, Mataji. Next devotee who can read this purport, one paragraph.
I can read, Prabhu.
Go ahead.
The Bhagavad Gita begins with an inquiry of Dhritarashtra's. He was hopeful of the victory of his sons, assisted by great warriors like Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. He was hopeful that the victory would be on his side. But after describing the scene on the battlefield, Sanjaya told the king, "You are thinking of victory, but my opinion is that where Krishna and Arjuna are present, there will be all good fortune." He directly confirmed that Dhritarashtra could not expect victory for his side. Victory was certain for the side of Arjuna because Krishna was there. Krishna's acceptance of the post of charioteer for Arjuna was an exhibition of another opulence. Krishna is full of all opulences, and renunciation is one of them. There are many instances of such renunciation, for Krishna is also the master of renunciation.
Okay. So, if you see, in the first verse, Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. So what is asking? Mamakaha means Dhritarashtra is saying, my party and Pandava's party. What are they doing? Okay. So Prabhupada says this this is a foolish question. Very foolish question. Mamakaha Pandavashaiva kim akurbata Sanjaya. Why do you think it's a foolish one? The question Dhritarashtra is asking is, after my party and my, let's see, it's translation only. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, because Kurukshetra is called Dharmakshetre Kurukshetra, after, see, desiring to fight, that is also he's telling. After they desiring to fight, what did they do? This is such a foolish question. What did they do? See, it's like, okay, you've gone to a restaurant. After going to restaurant, what did you do? Obviously you will eat there. If you're going, it's not that like, you will do something else. Someone goes to a restaurant, he goes there to eat. Someone goes to a movie theater, he goes there to watch a movie or something. So someone who took an airplane, he's flying. So why is this a foolish question?
It is, of course, they decided to fight, and they already assembled. They already got the okay, they decided a place, and they already prepared themselves and went there.
Correct.
Of course, they will do the fighting, but I mean, to my, I don't know. I mean, my understanding, maybe he has one last thought of Pandavas being so nice.
Okay.
They might back out, which Arjuna already did. He attempted that also.
Correct. Exactly true, Mataji. So this is a foolish question, but why did he such a foolish question asked in Bhagavad Gita is this one's question, it tells you the status of Dhritarashtra's mind. Why? Because it is, he himself is saying, what is that? Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. Okay? He's telling that Kurukshetra is Dharma Kshetra. The problem is that, when anyone goes to a Dharma Kshetra, okay? Now I don't know how far it is. When people go to, any Punya Kshetras, pilgrimage, they leave something behind there. Okay. Nowadays they say I'm going to Kashi. I left Tindora, I left some pineapple, something like this. Okay, they say that. My own father and mother, they left Tindora after going to Kashi. So leaving behind something means not leaving what you like or what you're doing something, leaving your sinful habits. That happens when they go to a pilgrimage. It's not only Kashi, every pilgrimage, it happens like that. Okay. They leave something. Okay. That is why, the burden of the, when Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned. And when they leave, they recite some mantra on the banks. Suppose I'm talking about in Varanasi, in Kashi, they will recite one mantra and they will take a holy dip, and then they'll, from this point onwards, I will not do such and such sinful activity. Okay. It's very important that you say sinful activity. It's very important. Not that whatever you are eating, you will leave and come and then see, if I go to Varanasi and I say, I will leave, there is, I don't know what is this vegetable called. You all know the bottle gourd, right? In bottle gourd, there's a round bottle gourd, you will get it. It will be like a small football or round bottle gourd. Very rarely you will get it. Okay, maybe in some eastern states or sometime western states you will get it some only 1 month, 1 week. We anyway don't eat it from the south if you are from south. So I'm going there, I leave this particular vegetable. It has no sense. Okay, when you're going there, you leave means you have to leave something sinful that you're doing. Okay, if you are not doing any sinful activities as per the Shastras, then you would leave something slowly, because renunciation is required. Tyaga, renunciation, what is it? To renounce. Renounce means to leave, to sacrifice something that is required. So you leave something which is very close to your tongue. Okay. So I like, suppose Tinder I mentioned, I'm leaving that. That means I'm sacrificing my sense of taste, things like that. Those have a significant impact, but not that when you don't even know that. I remember because I know one person. I think we were traveling in the same train, and he was telling, Prabhuji, Prabhuji, I went to this place and no, I left this vegetable. I left one vegetable. I asked him what vegetable. I don't know, Prabhuji. That vegetable was being sold on the carts in Varanasi. I saw that. I've never seen in my town, so I thought I will leave that and come. Okay, so that doesn't have any meaning. So you have to leave something significant, either some sinful activity or something to do with your what any sense gratification, and you leave that. Okay, and it's not mandatory. Okay, again, uh, if you're able to leave, well and good. Okay, but it doesn't say it's mandatory. So why I'm saying all that is, in the previous yugas or the previous centuries, whenever they go to Dharma Kshetra, they leave something sinful. Now, Duryodhana knows pretty well that he has done very sinful activities. By the influence of Kurukshetra, Dharma Kshetra's influence, he is afraid that Yudhishthira may go and may say sorry and may take it. Okay, this is your kingdom only. He is very afraid of that. Dhritarashtra. He wants this fight. He's the one who has been, instigating Duryodhana always. Like, see, we say Duryodhana is so faulty and all. No, 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 no. It's not only him. It's even Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, everybody. They were so envious of Pandavas. You may say Gandhari also. Yes, Gandhari. Otherwise, how come she had one pinda? That means one embryo. And when she learned that Kunti Maharani gave birth to Yudhishthira, she hit her womb with a stone so many times, and she got the miscarriage. The whole thing came out of it. Then Vyasadeva was brought in, and then with his power, they cut that the embryo which came out into 100 pieces, and with specific mantras, he incubated them in the ghee and oil pots for some few months, and then 100 babies were born. So Dhritarashtra was very afraid because he wants the kingdom. He is a rightful owner, but because he didn't have the eyes, the kingdom was given to his brother Pandu. Okay, so both of them always used to have this enviousness towards Pandavas. Now that the Duryodhana is in Dharmakshetra, he is afraid that he may admit his mistakes and give away. And that is why he's asking, what did they do immediately? What did he do means, what did they do means is, did Duryodhana go and admit his mistakes, and did he surrender? That is his anxiety and tension. But Sanjana, I said, Sanjay, in the few next verses, don't he cleared that thing. But finally, when he comes here, you know, he's saying, my opinion is that what? When Krishna and Arjuna are there will be certainly victory, Vijayi. Vijay will always be there. Okay. Yeah, next devotee, you want to read it?
I can read, Prabhu.
Go ahead.
The fight was actually between Duryodhana and Yudhishthira. Arjuna was fighting on behalf of his elder brother Yudhishthira. Because Krishna and Arjuna were on the side of Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira's victory was certain. The battle was to decide who would rule the world, and Sanjaya predicted that the power would be transferred to Yudhishthira. It is also predicted here that Yudhishthira, after gaining victory in this battle, would flourish more and more because not only was he righteous and pious, but he was also a strict moralist. He never spoke a lie during his life.
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
There are many less intelligent persons who take Bhagavad Gita to be a discussion of topics between two friends on a battlefield. But such a book cannot be scripture. Some may protest that Krishna incited Arjuna to fight, which is immoral, but the reality of the situation is clearly stated. Bhagavad Gita is the supreme instruction in morality. The supreme instruction of morality is stated in the 9th chapter in the 34th verse, Manmana Bhava Mad Bhaktaha. One must become a devotee of Krishna, and the essence of all religion is to surrender unto Krishna. Sarvadharman parityajna yajna mam ekam sharanam raja. The instructions of Bhagavad Gita constitute the supreme process of religion and of morality. All other processes may be purifying and may lead to this process, but the last instruction of the Gita is the last word in all morality and religion. Surrender unto Krishna. This is the verdict of the 18th chapter.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So the final verdict of Bhagavad Gita is Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Surrender unto me. Okay, Krishna is saying Mamekam. Only to me. Ekam means me. Mamekam means only to me. Sharanam Vraja. Sharanam, surrender. Vraja, do it. Okay, so with Krishna being on the chariot, obviously Arjuna is there, and on top of the Arjuna, the chariot, the flag is of Hanuman, and wherever Krishna is there, the goddess of fortune will automatically follow. So with all of these things are there, obviously will be a victory on the side of Pandavas. Okay, that is what Sanjay hinted. He's hinting now because he's not telling as if a statement. He's saying what? Mam, matihi mam. That means my opinion. Okay, in my opinion. So he's hinting in the way, indirectly. Directly saying the word, but finally he says it's my opinion that there will be victory on Pandava's side. Okay. So I'll stop here. We will just finish the chanting, and then if you have any questions, I will take it up. Okay. We'll just do the chanting. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi.
This is the core and
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna.
Just one more.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivachari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna